pressing higher or either getting those players between the lines. And always when you play against big teams, the chances you may have, take them and score a goal, because Madrid, when he gets there, he will score.
OK, let's go to our commentators for the match. Terry Gibson and Kevin Keatings.
Thanks, George. And a warm welcome to a highly charged Benito Villamarín Stadium. It's always Category A in terms of the prices the fans have to pay for the arrival of the big boys from the capital. But it's a Category A game for both these football clubs tonight. Real Madrid will be heartened by the fact that Atleti have dropped a couple of points earlier today in the goalless draw at home to Sevilla. Barcelona were winners against Malaga on Saturday, but a win for Zinedine Zidane and Real Madrid will narrow the gap, certainly on Atletico Madrid, and there'll only be 2 points between the top three. But for Real Betis, on a terrible run of form at the moment, it's relegation with a capital R. That's why they sacked Pepe Mel this month. Juan Marino is the caretaker head coach at the moment, whilst they look around for a permanent replacement. But no goal in their last 7 games in all competitions for Betis. Perfect start for Zidane, 2 home games, 2 wins, 5 goals in each of them. Now the Zizou Roadshow is on show for the very first time. Wins in 9 under Rafa Benitez. 3 draws and 2 defeats. Real Betis picked up a heartening 0-0 draw away at high-flying Villarreal at El Madrigal last time out. They looked a lot more organised, I have to say, than I'd seen them previously this season under Pepe Mel. So maybe something to build on. But where are the goals coming from if Ruben Castro doesn't hit the net? Scored over 62% of Betis's meagre 13 La Liga goals so far, and we're already into the second half of the season. It's the top scorers in La Liga against the lower scorers. But despite this atrocious run, these supporters, and Terry, you know the city of Seville very well. You've been here many times scouting in the past for the likes of Manchester City and Bolton Wanderers. It doesn't really get any more passionate, and you just wonder what the passion would be like if this team were nudging the top 4.
I have witnessed that firsthand, Kevin, many moons ago. They were in the Champions League, beating Chelsea in this stadium. It holds 56,000, it's 4-2 capacity. They'll be behind that coach. Last week they worked harder than they've worked all season against Villarreal. Obviously something that has been lacking in recent weeks under Pepe Mel. So I expect them to be really working hard tonight. You can't do anything less when you're playing in front of these supporters.
Well, here's Modric. Just to qualify that Zidane has made a couple of changes. One of them in force. Gareth Bale picked up a calf injury, set to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. Dani Carvajal has lost his place at right back to the Brazilian Danilo. Something of a surprise. Thought Carvajal was excellent in Real Madrid's last game. Just maybe an early sign that Zidane's trying to keep as many players happy as he possibly can. Danilo was more of a starter under Rafa Benitez, but Carvajal got the nod in Zinedine Zidane's opening 2 selections. James Rodriguez has replaced Bale. Just the one change from Betis's match at Villarreal. It's a foul there by Modric, and that's come at right back, where Francisco Molinero comes in for the unfortunate Cristiano Piccini, the Italian fullback who's picked up a nasty knee ligament injury. The Betis players coming out with "Get well, Piccini" messages on their t-shirts prior to kick-off. Former Real Madrid goalkeeper as well in Antonio Adan. Long time number 2 to Casillas at the Bernabeu, but he did play 18 senior games, Adan.
It's a fast and furious start from Real Madrid when they're out of possession at the moment. Sign perhaps of the The approach from Zidane. So Modric fouled and died, but that was pressing high up the pitch. The Betis players not getting any time on the pitch, on the ball at the moment.
Here's Undai. Kadir. A roar from the Betis fans as home side make their first deep inroads into Real Madrid territory, and they have a corner.
They're going to get all the encouragement they need off these supporters tonight, aren't they? It's a tough game. It's hard to make a case for Betis to be able to get anything from this game. They've been underachieving. I said don't score many goals, haven't scored any in the last 6. This will be a test for Real Madrid.
A useful corner. Real Madrid deal with it well. Been a fair amount of column inches in Spain over the Colombian international James Rodriguez. Allegations that he's spending too much time socialising rather than concentrating on his day job, and perhaps put a little bit of weight on. There's a mistake by Varane, but Pepe was there to make sure there wasn't any further damage. This is Toni Kroos finding Benzema, who runs into the challenge of Petzela.
I didn't think there was any case for a foul. I think Pepe just catches him on the follow-through. It was a panic defending from Real Madrid after Varane missed the initial cross into the box. So Pepe there. Does he hang his foot up just a little bit longer than knee beat? No, I think he's just clearing the ball. Collision. It certainly has winded.
Molinero have already lost one right back. They don't want to lose another. Here's Ronaldo. Undai had an excellent game at Villarreal. Alfred Undai last week. So important in the engine room for Betis that they're able to compete. Petros and Undai are combative players, like to get their foot in and do their best, and the message from the interim head coach Marino will be to deny the space, of course, to that Real Madrid midfield. And this is nice. This is the teenager Fabian, taken on now by Cejudo. Shots on now, and Navas saves with the outstretched leg. They found a way through Real Madrid there. And the shot in! What a fantastic strike! And the goal drought at an end! It was a quite magnificent hit. And Real Madrid could do nothing about that. Here's the initial save from Navas. Fabian was looking to keep the attack alive, and Cejudo smacked it into the top corner. What a strike!
Ruben Castro initially was it? It was good build-up. Fabian was involved on the left side of the attack. A change of pace in the attack, and Ruben Castro caused all sorts of problems. Betis keep it in the danger area, and Fabian gets in the centre forward position instead of Castro, makes a nuisance of himself. But what a wonderful finish from Cejudo. What a way to end the goal-scoring drought of Real Betis. Spectacular strike.
The perfect start for Real Betis. Here's Ronaldo. Maybe touch fortunate to get that, I thought, on first viewing. Martinez Monera, the referee. Didn't see too much wrong in that.
No, he was heavily surrounded by the Real Betis players, so with three of them closing him down.
Not what Zidane was expecting, that's for sure. And that clearly was a foul.
Real Madrid hit back straight away. Important for Betis to concentrate, giving away a couple of free kicks. Now this one's going to be delivered into the box. I suspect with real quality with either of those two players over the ball.
Fed in by Kroos. Rather shallow, disappointing set piece from the German. Well, no sign of a lack of confidence in the opening minutes here from Real Betis. I mentioned about that heartening performance at Villarreal last week. Not too many come away from El Madrigal with anything. And although it was a goalless draw, on that drought, a long drought, without scoring continued. They fully merited the point, looked much better organised out of possession than they had at times earlier in the season. And that, of course, has to continue here.
The referee has to get the balance right, doesn't he? We're obviously going to see a team that are underdogs up against it in the division at the moment. In terms of what is legitimate and what isn't legitimate. So that's going to be the tactic from Betis.
Given away by Kadir. Here's Marcelo, who's captaining Real Madrid tonight in the absence of Sergio Ramos. Pepe. Varane. Toni Kroos. Isco. Surprise and unusual to see both Isco and James Rodriguez starting together. It's usually an either-or. Gareth Bale's injury has opened up the opportunity. Here's Isco. Marcelo. This is the order of the day for Betis in the opening minutes, hunting impacts effectively.
He explained that worked so much harder last week, which is unfair on Pepe Mel, but Juan Marino certainly got that out of his players in his first game. He wasn't expected to be around for a second match as interim manager of Real Betis because of the performance last week. Hence, that's why he's here this week. His team have got off to a fly out. Playing with the right temperament, mentality, they're showing great spirit. And most importantly, in Cejudo to fight that past Keylor Navas in spectacular fashion.
Pepe, Modric. Ronaldo, James. A little bit of space now for Benzema. Again, Betis defend the situation well. It's a foul by Kroos. The referee not allowing the free kick to be taken from that position. Something of an irony that the Betis players react to the first mistimed challenge from Real Madrid, given the fact that they know full well they're going to be abrasive. And as Terry touched on a moment or two ago, they're going to be at it in terms of putting their foot in. Intimidating on and off the pitch here for Real Madrid. Danilo. Fabian penalised.
It's not a game at the moment that the Real Madrid players are enjoying. They'd like to have more time on the ball and be able to get the head up, pick a pass out, but there's no time. It's relentless from Betis.
Offside against Ronaldo.
I think he just steps back as the ball was going to be played. It's a close one. Just leaning, I think, his right shoulder.
Good line, wasn't it?
Yep.
From Betis.
It's a tight corner, and one that Ronaldo's going to persist with that type of movement. He's playing really central alongside Benzema, and it almost has turned into a 4-4-2 with Isco and James playing wider than Modric and Toni Kroos.
Free kick this time against Petros, taken quickly to Isco. Now Ronaldo wants to find some space to run into, and denied that. And once again asking the question of Senor Monera for a free kick, won back brilliantly by Isco. Taken on now by Kroos. James. Benzema, good overlap from Modric. Turned behind by Bruno.
A real spell of open play, both teams losing possession due to high pressure in terms of winning the ball back. Ronaldo not fouled on that occasion, and there's Petros then went down. He wasn't fouled by Isco.
Fed in by James. And Dai almost getting caught underneath that, but he got enough on his header to get it out of the reach of Ronaldo. Here's Marcelo. James Rodriguez. Down goes Ronaldo. Again, his arms outstretched. Officials not interested. Now Karim. Trying to find Ruben Castro. Danilo deals with that comfortably. Kroos. Real Betis just 3 points outside the relegation zone at the moment. It's so congested is the bottom half of the table. A win would take them virtually up amongst the mid-table sides. Here's Benzema trying to catch out Adan, and he was covering his near post.
It's just the case there. Ronaldo throwing himself to the ground, isn't it, in an attempt to win the penalty. 16 minutes in, and we're a long way yet from talking about Betis climbing the table on the back of 3 points. Been a good little spell from Real Madrid. Just get used to the fact they're going to be put under immense pressure. And he's swung him round, isn't he, from that angle. Risky play from Molinero.
Here's Kadir. Now Fabian. Kadir. Time for Kroos. Here's Varane. Marcelo. Modric. Space to his right for Danilo. Good closing down again here. Petros in particular. It's Varane. That will spin out harmlessly for the goal kick.
So they're going to have to manoeuvre themselves out of trouble, isn't it? Ronaldo wants a change of footwear. Varane showed his quality. Real Madrid, no shadow of doubt, got an abundance of quality in terms of dealing with the high pressure that Betis are applying.
Ruben Castro. Support in behind from Molinero. Petzela, chance to go back with Adam. Kroos.
Slow down. 19 minutes.
Yes, if you've just joined the game here at the Benito Villamarin Stadium, you're very welcome. Terrific start for Real Betis. Without a win in 10 games in all competitions, without a goal in 7, 6 of them in the league. And inside 10 minutes, they were 1-0 up with a thumping volley from Alvaro Cejudo. And they played very well up to now.
He's responsible in particular, isn't he, Petros, for that tenacity in midfield that they're showing. He was brought down by Ronaldo.
Brazilian, Petros, didn't cost a lot of money when Betis picked him up. Pretty much a regular alongside Ndai. And what they lack a little bit in terms of technique, and more than make up for in that tenacious attitude. They're going to need plenty of that heart endeavour just to stay around amongst the big boys again, not take another drop into the second division. Certainly their fan base don't deserve another spell in the Segunda. Still getting crowds of over 30,000 here when they were last relegated. Pepe. Modric. Isco. James. Danilo. Benzema free at the far post momentarily. There's the header from Isco. Doesn't overextend. Adam. Easy pick-up in the end.
It's a good movement from Isco, though. He split the movement of Ronaldo and Benzema. It's over the head of Ronaldo. Wouldn't have reached Benzema. Hard for Isco to get real power behind the effort.
Petros. Fabian back with Petros. Molinero. Bruno. Now Vargas. Nice spell of possession here for Betis. Danilo cutting off Vargas at the pass.
And Fabian, the 19-year-old, the teenager, he's playing a good part in this game. He's the one player that's got the important job of trying to get close to Ruben Castro. In good shape, Betis. Karim and Cejudo, the wide midfield players, are tracking back and helping out with the job of stopping Isco and James Rodriguez. It's important that Betis don't get pinned back in their own half. Ruben Castro is trying to make runs in behind to try and get his team up the pitch. So Fabian, it's really important for him. He just finds that job between the lines, between the midfield and defence of Real Madrid.
Of course, they've got a better job of avoiding being pinned back in their own half by being brave on the ball, and several players down there in green and white have shown that composure already. James, nice touch out of his feet. Adam is there, not sure it didn't travel through to Ronaldo.
Sharp goalkeeping. Reliable goalkeeper as well, good goalkeeper. Picked up by Real Betis. Excellent signing.
He was actually born in Madrid, Antonio Adam, so it's a big night for him against his former club. Free kick here now for the home side. Some new CR7s going on there, by the look of it.
New boots every 25 minutes, not bad, eh, Kevin?
I used to like the TG2s, the old Gibson boots. Now, chance for Betis to load the edge of that Real Madrid penalty area. On by Kadir, has to come, Navas. Takes all the pressure off his defence. Real Madrid minus Ronaldo still.
He's everywhere, Petros, isn't he? He's winning challenges and committing fouls in the centre of the midfield, but also there we see him in a wide position, covering the ground.
Ndiaye had a spell in the English Premier League with Sunderland, Alfred Ndiaye. Misplaced pass. Kroos finding Benzema.
Could have done with Ronaldo there, couldn't it? It was a good counter-attack from Real Madrid, and he's back on the pitch.
Pepe. Well, Betis got some promising young players, but also got quite a lot of experience in their squad. They've left a couple of the most experienced members out of the starting 11. No place in the squad at all for Rafael van der Vaart, former Netherlands international. He was very disappointed not to have made the Copa del Rey team for the recent defeat against Sevilla. But it's Zidane's side that trail, and the second goal conceded under his stewardship. What a goal it was for Cejudo. Betis have also got another Dutchman in their squad, Ricky van Wolfswinkel, who's on loan from Norwich. And he's not made the squad either. Joaquin amongst the substitutes. Forward by Molinero. Poor header by Varane. Here's Fabian. And still blocked in the end by Rafa Varane. Now the break might be on. Modric. Benzema. Skips away from Bruno. Petzela there.
Good movement from Benzema. He's been key for Real Madrid this season. Not just the amount of goals, but the games that he's scored goals, important goals in.
He's quite willing as well to work the channels, isn't he, right and left, because he knows that Ronaldo, more often than not, drops into that number 9 centre-forward position more and more, doesn't he?
Exactly, he's just a typical round centre-forward.
Remember some months at the Bernabeu where Benzema was getting all manner of stick. They are quite a harsh set. Even the biggest names. Do you know, I remember when Zidane first went there. It didn't happen for him immediately, did it? There was one or two dissenting voices. It pretty soon changed though once the Frenchman found his feet, and what a player. Here's the Frenchman, Benzema finding Marcelo. It's routine for Adam. So far, almost half an hour gone. Real Madrid have not really tested Adam. Cejudo. Isco. James, short of Ronaldo. Isco. Still Isco. Ronaldo. Danilo. Modric. Danilo, excellent crossing position here. Doesn't make the best use of the space he had.
See the problem there, and drop back in to help out the defence. It's hard for Ruben Castro. Age of 34, great goal scorer that he is. He hasn't got that blistering pace to outrun Pepe and Rafael Varane. They're trying to work their way out the back, aren't they, into midfield, and showing surprising confidence for a team that's in such a bad run of form. It just goes to show the impact that the new coach Marino has had on his team.
Pepe needs to make that, and did. Just stretched momentarily there. Real Madrid centre back up against Cejudo. Marcelo. Ronaldo wants to return, gets it from Benzema. Ronaldo! And the crowd, the vast majority inside the Benito Villamarín, breathing a sigh of relief, as once he gets into this position, you don't often see this.
I think we're all so surprised that he's missed the target. Goalkeeper saves it, fair enough. I think we all expected the equaliser there for Real Madrid. Real Betis get away with this. It's dreadful defending. They're both two defenders that are involved in defending that situation, just follow the ball. They both turn and run to Benzema. They leave Ronaldo, of all people. So a clear run on goal and should be scoring now. Should be 1-1 now.
32 minutes for Real Madrid to supply their first attempted goal. Disappointing as it was from Ronaldo. Here's James. Danilo on the overlap. Bruno disappointed. He's gifted Real Madrid the corner there.
So surprised about Ronaldo, I am, because you very rarely see him not hit the shot cleanly.
He'd blame in the boots, won't he? Oh, Pepe! It's missed a glorious chance. Where was the Betis marking on Pepe there? And they get away with another.
They all get drawn towards the near post. A whole host of Betis defenders pretty much marking each other. The movement is good. Pepe starts towards the near, drifts out towards the far. And again, Real Madrid should have scored. This has been a real big let-off for Betis.
Well, 2 warning shots broadside from Zidane's team. They're beginning to warm to the task now. James. Ronaldo. As he brushed over, he thinks so, of course. The referee didn't. Betis squandered possession. This is Benzema. Now down he goes. The referee couldn't have had a better view. He wasn't moved to favour Benzema. Real Madrid are not happy. They think there was a trip there on Karim Benzema. Referee didn't hesitate to shake his head, but I'd like to see it again.
The first reaction was it was a penalty. You see him stand right on the outside. It's Petros. It's a clear foul, clear penalty. That's 3 let-offs of Betis in the last 3 minutes. It can't continue.
Close to the corner. Adan with catching practice. And look at this. Karim momentarily. Real Madrid a little empty there in midfield. Fabian.
It was a clear penalty, wasn't it? I thought it was odds on the referee was going to give it. It's clear in my first view. Again, see Petros instead of Real Betis players immediately panicking and telling the referee that it was a dive. It certainly wasn't.
Cristiano Ronaldo from a long way out. That was, even by his standards, ambitious.
See Adan make the dive, but makes no attempt to save the ball. It's one of those where I'm afraid I don't need the replays and slow motions. I thought it was a penalty immediately. I'm not going to change my mind.
Karim. Petros, Molinero, Undai.
It's good play from Real Madrid. They have to do that more. Real Betis are looking nervous. They can't get out. There's no obvious pass forward to anyone other than Ruben Castro. And they're forced to try and play from the back into midfield, and Real Madrid have to use that high pressure up the pitch.
Very animated Zidane there, with the referee disallowing the penalty claim. But still Betis leading, rather fortuitously now, you have to say, after what we've seen the last 3 or 4 minutes. But leading with that 8th minute volley, tremendous volley from Alvaro Cejudo. Only the 3rd time that Real Madrid have conceded the opening goal this season. Marcelo. Again, that's easy for Adan. Nobody will outstrip Varane for pace. Not even a 19-year-old.
He showed his naivety there, didn't he? Showed his enthusiasm at the same time. Worked hard to get there. Varane exactly where he wanted him, and gave him an out by committing a silly foul.
Only his 3rd league appearance, the 19-year-old Fabian. Must be pinching himself. Just a few short weeks ago, operating in the shadows of Spanish football with the Real Betis B team. Now up against the mighty Real Madrid, and his team still this goal to nil to the good. Molinero running at the pitch. Kroos took one there.
Kroos appears to be winded. Petros is living on borrowed time, I think. Crashing in the challenges left, right and centre. Probably committed half a dozen fouls. One should have been a penalty. Probably should have been booked at some stage.
Kroos still feeling that injury around his rib cage, maybe the hip area, not moving freely. James. Nice touch from Ronaldo. Very fortunate there, can't be construed as a back pass. Here's Karim. Varane. Kroos. Luka Modric. Isco. James. Space now for Danilo. And then Dye is giving it away very cheaply. Can't afford to do that. Marcelo and Ronaldo's offside.
That's the problem, and Dye didn't have anyone to pass the ball forward to, so that's played a short pass. Lose possession, turned over quickly, and Ronaldo was in a offside position. Benzema still chipping away at the referee. I would imagine that's about the penalty. It wasn't given to Real Madrid.
Isco. I was commentating on the Real Betis goalless draw at Villarreal last week, and I was making the point at the time, I wondered if they could keep up the terrific work rate, particularly out of possession. And we were talking before we came on air, Terry, about the number of kilometres the team ran in that goalless draw at Villarreal. It was awe-inspiring, really, and very heartening for the interim coach Marino.
As I said, it was the highest at 118 kilometres collectively, and that compares to the 4-0, 5-0 defeat against Real Madrid and Barcelona, where they only managed to accumulate 104 and 105, so that's a huge difference. Trade credit to the coach as well.
Yeah, they may not need to find a permanent replacement, or maybe find it on their own doorstep. In case of Marino, who served Real Betis for 10 years as a player, stepping up from the B team to being caretaker charge at the moment for the sacked Pepe Mel.
I think it's fair to say they need half-time.
Poor clearance down, and not a good touch from Ronaldo. Molinero, look at Marino down there, urging his players to get forward, and they do that now in promising fashion. This is Karim, cut out by Pepe. Early challenge, effective one, was it? No, the referee has penalised Molinero.
kept the work rate up, haven't they? And just before half-time, Molinero was unlucky there to give him a free kick against him.
Petros. Isco. Pepe. James Rodriguez. Kroos. Danilo. Karim. Ruben Castro. Oh, good pass. Beautifully into the stride there of Petros. Didn't really know what to do that far up the pitch, Petros. Well, Cejudo finding Castro, no foul there. He's given it. It's going to disappoint Varane to seem to run into the French defender. Might just be able to see it through to half-time now, Betis.
I think that's a foul. It does give them a little breather. You said see it through to half-time.
Well, they've had very little to chew on over the last couple of months or so. They're thoroughly enjoying themselves here. Real Betis looking for their first win in 11. But they've lost recent games, but they lost twice in the Copa del Rey to Sevilla, and that hurts. 6-0 on aggregate. Cejudo with a free kick. Headed wide by Bruno. Half-time! We've got a game on here. Wonderful start from Real Betis. Cracking volley from Cejudo in the 8th minute. Just listen to the noise here. Benzema had a strong penalty claim turned down. Pepe missed a good chance with a header.